Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 here in Memphis, and all you good folks in Brownsville on 1520 AM, 95.3 FM, and of course in Jackson, Tennessee on News Talk 101.5 and throughout all the Mid-South area. We still call it the fastest 90 minutes in outdoor radio program.
And
Rod,
it is.
It seems like we just sat down.
It is.
And you got to get out of here as soon as we get through this.
Yeah, we're going to
you're going to go
try
get
to
some
help
fish.
Help out the kids.
Yeah, help out the kids. Well, this guy's got kids. I know he tries to. I see him on.
They're wonderful kids. And,
yeah,
and what a champion too. You know, this show here, Larry, we've essentially talked to nothing but champions.
We have, yeah.
From the St. Jude Bass Classic to the Bassmaster Classic, and now for the MLF Tour.
We're covered all the bases here. You know, did I miss a
winner
base?
a winner on the Harris chain of lakes.
Yeah, and I got to talk to this guy because, you know, he's never won in Florida before, but I think anybody that catches on the last day 30 bass, 73 pounds, 14 ounces, and gets a number with 6 zeros in it and a 1 before that, makes him happy to come back to East Tennessee, and that's one of our all-time favorites. Is Ott Defoe of Blaine, Tennessee. Good morning, Ott.
Hey, how are y'all doing this morning?
Hey, buddy.
Doing great.
We're fired up with sugar and donuts here probably by now. So, but anyway, talk to a little about it down there. I mean, and your Major League Fishing, the connection. There's so much difference and things along that line, and you got a 6-day event technically. Yeah. I mean that's that's longer than the NBA series, you know. So so talk about it.
Yeah, it definitely is. You know, that's a unique thing with ours, Larry and Ron. That, you know, having the competition spread out over 6 days. You know, the most you'll fish is 4.
Yes.
But the way you start off in Group A or B, you know, you'll have some off days in there. So. You know, that definitely does make it makes for a long week.
It does.
We practice 2 days, but then the tournament spread over 6, so it's an 8-day week. You know, for the event. It's kind of it's funny to say that, but that's kind of what it works out being. You know,
you caught fire down there, buddy. You caught fire though. I mean,
that last day was something else, and that's the neat thing with the way our events work. You know, I had a terrible first day.
I wasn't going to bring it up. I mean,
it's the way it is.
Day 2, though, you turned it around, and
I did.
And this guy won by almost 30 pounds. I mean, that's poor old Bobby Lane, man. He only caught 46 pounds of bass.
Right. Which is a heck of a day.
Yeah. So talk about what happened. What happened after day 1?
After day 1, I completely changed. I had been fishing over on Lake Griffin. There's several lakes there in that Harris chain.
Yes, there are.
Fish.
Yeah.
I decided not to go back, which was a God thing. It was, you know, that's where I'd had my best practice and thought I should be fishing. And thankfully, I had such a terrible first day because I didn't go back. I knew I didn't want to go back. So I had a decent day of practice in Harris on my first day. So I said, well, I'll go back and try to recapture that. And that was what I did. And it was way better than what I had saw in practice.
Yes.
You have to make decisions, difficult decisions.
Yeah, you got to.
You know, when you're fishing like that, tell our listeners, how do you go about trying to make those kind of decisions that can be life-changing?
Yeah, it definitely can, you know, and in our career, that's a lot of times where you got to be, and that's really where I was thankful to be in the position I was, Ron, because I didn't have anything to lose truly at that point. I knew what I had done the first day.
Mm-hmm.
If I went back and improved on it slightly, well, I still don't even make the cut. So I needed a complete wholesale change. And you know, had I've caught 22 or 25 pounds that first day and been sitting in 12th or 15th place, I probably would have went back and tried it again because it makes pretty good sense. But I was kind of at the point where it's like, well, there's no need in going back. I need to just go fish somewhere else. So It is. It's all about the circumstances that you're in, and then kind of weighing out your odds and stuff. But that's in my career. I've had a lot of. I remember back on the Elite Series days, I can think of an event on Table Rock where I had a terrible first day. I had 10 or 11 pounds, was down in the standings, and made a complete wholesale change fishing into Table Rock. I had never fished before in my life, and had one of the biggest stringers of the day. And I did that a lot of times. I did that so many times on the Elite Series.
You're a come from behind guy. Yep. I mean, it's a gut check.
You know what? And you know what? Yeah. What I'm impressed with, Ott, is one of the baits that you were using this time of the year in Florida to catch these fish. It's put out by a company called Rapala.
We just talked to him the first of the show, and they're showcasing
Dan Quinn. Yeah, and we were telling him you're going to be on
Rapala, the slim crankbait.
Tell our listeners about that crankbait, because it's one that you've designed.
That's what everybody wants to know. If you got Ott on, be sure and tell us about that crankbait, because I can't wait to buy it. Yeah. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it is. It's a flat-sided bait, circuit board bill, runs about 6 feet deep, and it is. It's one that I had designed for them and worked on it for a while, and we were able to finally come out with that this last year, and something I was really excited to see, because I knew how good of a bait it is, but it's largely a cooler water bait.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah,
around being, but I knew down there in Florida that I planned on throwing a crankbait some. Something that run 5 or 6 feet deep was kind of what would be ideal, and I thought, well, I'll try slim. I'll keep it honest anyways, and man, in practice right out of the gate, it was catching them. So
well, you said,
not much reason
is it taking the top of grass or what? Vegetation? Were you cranking oyster beds, oyster shell beds, or?
I was fishing hard cover actually with it.
Hard cover. Okay.
Seawalls. I was fishing some cypress trees. I was fishing boat docks.
Yeah.
That's what I was fishing around, was actually hard cover. I expected to be throwing it around hydrilla and probably some shell beds, was kind of what I thought.
Right.
But as the tournament went on, those fish were so shallow. But I was actually fishing around hard cover.
Wow!
You said that you had designed this bait, and I read where you thought it was going to happen at Lake Eufaula, but it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But it ended up working well for you. Problem was you were fishing a new color that's coming out at ICAST, Ron.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and he only owned 6 of them, and 3 of them were back at the house.
They were, yeah.
Come on, is that a true story?
That's 100% true. Yeah, no, we had just a week or so before I left to go to that event, had got the samples in.
That's amazing.
There's 5 new colors coming in slim, and they sent me 6 of each color, and I put 3 in I typically carry 3 or maybe 4 of each color in my boat.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I do. So I loaded the boat up with 3 of each of them, and that should be good. Not really expecting it to be the bait I'd win the tournament on, and get down there, and I, like I said, throwing them under those docks and stuff.
Yeah, you weren't thinking you were going to use that bait that much.
Yeah, and then and to win.
Wow!
This is a new Bass Pro Tour record. He won by 27 pounds 1 ounce.
Yeah, wow!
You like that? You like this format? You like the competition that this creates? Major League Fishing.
I do. I absolutely do. And part of it, to be honest, is you look at that event. And like I mentioned, having those come from behind events in the Elite Series.
Yeah.
But you have a bad day, you're not able to recover and win in that format. Where in ours,
yes, you have a chance.
That first day wasn't the doomsday for me of the tournament. It didn't ruin my whole event. I had an off day, but I was able to go back the next day and make the cut. Then the weights go to 0.
And then you got the knockout round.
Yeah, then you got the knockout round and things along this line. Again, we're talking to Ott Defoe, a good friend from over in East Tennessee, and of course he's a member of the General Tire Pro staff. They always want me to say that. I just bought 4 new General Tires. I said Ott Defoe's name, and they didn't give me a discount at all. I was wondering.
And he does a great job with Bass Pro Shops, Nitro boats.
Yes, yeah. It's just to see you win. I know you're closer to Washington D.C. you are Memphis, but I can guarantee you when we have you on, we got fans because they all think you're the big orange man over there. So we got to watch that over here.
They think of Knoxville because they're just north of Knoxville a little bit there, and
not far. Yeah,
not far from the big orange country. But again, it's so what's next, Ott?
We're headed up to New York. Our next event's up on the St. Lawrence River.
Yep.
Northern Swing
coming up.
So,
our Northern Swing. Yeah, our next 3 events are up north. We've got this one on the St. Lawrence River, then Lake Champlain in August, and Lake St. Clair in September. And then I'm in the first 2 cups, which we don't know exactly where they are yet, but one in September and one in October.
Yeah. Okay.
With our first 4 stages being complete, I know I'm in both of those. So
that's great.
3 more events to finish up our season.
Well, I know that our good friend Mark Rose talks about you a lot. Mark's a great guy, a great part of this thing. But I know you got a lot of fans. Appreciate you taking time. And
by the way,
and there's PR person's pretty good too. She takes care of you.
Yeah. And I enjoyed watching you fish the heavy hitters tournament.
Yeah.
In Raleigh, North Carolina. There, I was in one of the media boats, and I was watching you throw a swim bait along a bank, catch a few. Yeah, good job, and always fun to follow you.
Well, folks, if you can
report,
go to his Facebook page.
Yep.
He has some great stuff from the family. He's got his kids in the deer stand. I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and everything. Yeah. All right, thank you, man. We'll talk to you down the road, and we don't just call you when you win, okay? I mean, you're a winner. All right, buddy. Have a great day, all right?
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you. All right. Let's take a break. Come right back and close this baby out. Ron Wong's got to get out and go catch some fish, and the lady herself is going to come dancing in this room.
She's going to dance in to my place.
Oh, she will.
Tell her I said hello.
Yeah. Goodbye, Ron.